Littering. Now, this is one that I really hate because I think of all the things you could do to actually help save the environment, not littering is one of them. And apart from that, it just doesn't look good. I mean, you walk around, you see crap strewn all over the footpath. It just doesn't look good. Put your stuff in the bin. We should go Singapore style on people. I think it'd start caning their hands until they bleed if they're caught littering. But no, I think it needs to be done. I'm all on board with it. If it means a more beautiful Australia, then I'm all on board with it. And of course, a more beautiful Australia is what Keep Australia Beautiful and Clean Up Australia have been saying for years now. And every year they do an audit of the litter that they have picked up over the year previous. Well, they've gone through all this litter and funnily enough, they've found a marked increase in litter being vapes, right? These single-use vapes, which you can walk into a convenience store and buy, which seems very odd because I thought the federal government banned them. I mean, January the 1st last year, there was an importation ban on these vapes. And then from July the 1st, there was a full-on ban on them being sold altogether. And yet they have found a 140% increase in these things being littered. And not only does it look bad, Clean Up Australia says these are literally the worst things for the environment possible. This is their chair, Pip Kiernan. She says we call them the triple threat to the environment because they're plastic waste, they're e-waste because they've got a battery in them, a lithium battery, and we know what's been going on with those blowing up left, right and centre, and they're hazardous waste because of the toxins in the liquid. They don't belong in the environment and they also don't belong in the curbside bin. But isn't it funny that to these things which were banned and we were told that would be the end of it, all fixed, no one would be vaping anymore? Strike me pink. The government banning it hasn't worked. Who would have thought?
People aren't even hiding it, though. You can barely walk down the street without a grown man blowing a cloud of blueberry mango in your face and you're innocently walking along like, that came out of your lungs. Foul. By the way, real men smoke, OK? None of this vaping nonsense. Get a life. But it's just out in the open. I was behind someone in traffic the other day and for a second I thought their car was on fire because there's these billows coming out of the side and I'm like, good Lord, what's happening? Nah, old mate's just sitting in the front having a massive chuff on his vape. If it's so banned now, I mean, there's no way the police actually believe that all of these are the prescription vapes. Let's do ourselves a favour. These people are just taking the mick.
There is a problem here, and that is that the Clean Up Australia data was from the financial year 2023 to 2024.
Which does take in when the ban came.
No, didn't the ban come in on the 1st of July 2024?
No, but the importation ban came in on the 1st of January, right? So effectively, the supply should have been cut off from the start of the year. Clearly it wasn't.
Right, and then from the middle of last year, then you had to go to a pharmacist with a prescription. And on that point...
You have to go to the... You don't have to go to the...
Well, I asked my son about this today. I said, like, if you wanted to get a vape, where would you get it? And he laughed at me like I'm an idiot. He said, from any convenience store.
Literally any tobacco.
Isn't that illegal? He said, no, you just go and ask and they've got them behind the counter.
Yep.
I said, do they ask about your age or anything like that? Because he looks reasonably young. He said, no, he swears his friends have never been asked.
Oh, a friend told me that they don't get asked.
Speaking on behalf of a friend of a cousin he knows.
Word on the street is.
The irony, right, is that the younger generation is supposed to be really concerned about the environment, right? And yet it seems they are the ones leaving vapes everywhere. And, of course, governments are taxing the, snot out of cigarettes, but that's just driven everyone to vapes, which are less healthy for you and worse for the environment.
But they've been so stupid as to think that by banning them, it will fix the issue, right? I mean, prohibition worked really well when it came to alcohol, doesn't it? It's so hard to take a product that already exists in the market and then say, well, this is going to be Gonski. And we know that vaping is far less bad for you than smoking is. In the UK, the NHS actually gives vapes out for free to people who want to quit smoking. It is much better for you. And yet the government says it's perfectly OK to go down to the supermarket and buy a packet of fags over the counter you know, apart from the fact that they're sort of hidden so you can't see the front of the packet. But everyone knows you can buy them legally at the supermarket, but it is literally illegal to buy the product that is much safer for you that might stop you from smoking. I mean, yeah, it's all about health though, isn't it? Please.
Of course it is.